This our show, and we talk about everything. And we talk about everything. Royal Flex, the brand zone, introspective insight right now. Peace, love, and all that good stuff. I am King Dev Dope.
And this is Shannon Shenanigans.
And what's up? It's your girl C.
Yes, sir.
And this is Royal Flex, the brand's introspective insight talk show.
Yep, another episode.
I'm being objectified.
The Black Wall Street podcast.
Ooh, lit.
Yes.
Literally.
Alright, so the word of the show is Pococurante,
Nigga.
which is
Hit those syllables.
Pococurante.
Yeah, you got that?
A careless
Carnate.
or indifferent person.
Ooh.
And then the quote of the show, yes, China.
Yeah,
The quote of the show is, "We shine because they hate us, floss because they degrade us. We trying to buy back
our 40
yes, our 40 acres.
Shout out to Kanye.
Them 40 acres, our 40 acres, them 40 acres, whether it is, them 40 acres that need to be bought back." And Kanye is actually the only person that I know to say those words. And he actually did it, kinda.
Well, himself?
He bought 300 acres, not even 40.
He did. Talking about building this community.
See, but that's a whole nother conversation. We trying to buy back our 40 acres.
I mean, I would like that, but the only thing about buying 40 acres is it sounds like a lot of tax on that motherfucker. I want to buy it.
Nah, once you buy land, they don't tax on land. They tax for the property
that you put.
I mean,
it's extremely minimal.
They pay you for the land so they can build on it and tax somebody for the things that they build.
I get that concept, but if I want to build my own community, shit. So like they about to tax mine. Because I'm going to want to build strip clubs.
Anybody like that's trying to
stores.
Alright, so the off topic.
Yeah.
The off topic. We going to recap the vision of the show. And, I mean, because, you know, this is the show. This is Royal Flex Brand's introspective insight talk show, the Black Wall Street podcast. And I know y'all see it on. Who said that? You said that?
Of course. No, Shannon better not say. No.
Sound like that?
Let's not, because the boys was getting on me because we have a videographer. They was getting on me trying to say that I'm gonna be extra now. And guess who was extra before the cameras even really started rolling?
You wanna know who
this light skinned nigga. We turned around. This nigga's in the camera posing like all in it.
Don't look at the camera.
Oh, my bad.
Like, and they was telling me, make sure you don't look. It's not your show. It's not you. You can't be all in the front. And who was doing it?
But you look sexy right now.
Operating the way they do. A light-skinned motherfucker.
Hey, I'm proud to be who I am. I'm
glad you proud to be who you are.
Everyone should be.
You should. Self-love. So you know, and that goes into the vision of the show.
I'm about to say Royal Flex.
Self-love. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, little ass.
you got the little flex.
I'm not feeling you.
What I'm saying
16 inches though.
Let's go. So the vision of
the show basically is to bring about empowering conversation.
Exactly.
Raw, unapologetic dialogue.
Goddamn the truth.
So y'all gonna hear a whole bunch of different things. It's gonna be raw. It's gonna be unapologetic. It might offend y'all, but guess what? It was meant to offend you.
You probably a broke bitch if it offended.
That's a fact.
No,
it's not.
Yes. We get up every time. We accept the broke bitches.
Yes.
We accept middle class.
Yeah. No, middle class ain't broke. I'm talking about the bitches that's in the toilet asking me for money. Them the broke bitches.
Listen, well, if you getting pussy, I mean, come on.
Listen, I'm appreciative.
That's the least you can do.
Thank God.
Listen, we have.
You said what?
I'm appreciative. Thank God.
He appreciative.
That's it. Appreciative sound like free.
So we free.
Okay.
We have a videographer now.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gabe.
Big shout outs. Good shit. Good shit.
We appreciate you coming through.
Yeah.
We got, we actually got a videographer on the team. So we gonna have a whole bunch of more stuff coming out. It's gonna be lit. We done broke the threshold, so now we going through the.
Now that we doing this, I'm about to drop my sex tape.
No.
Y'all ready?
No.
And guess who filming it? Big shout outs to my boy. Big shout outs to my boy. He videotaped
No,
no. Alright, never mind. I don't need it.
Boy, I almost spit my water out.
That's not what they do.
That's ain't what Gabe do?
No.
Nah, I mean,
so videos,
You're
directives,
disgusting.
I'm not
video shoots, and he do those type of things. Alright, we cool.
Shannon.
Well,
I just wanted to tell what the man did and what he didn't do.
He does not do porn.
But the audience had to know that.
No, I don't think that was the first thing that they thought about.
Well, excuse me, do you speak for the audience?
listen, we
Yes!
Okay, go ahead.
Gabe,
You speak for the
Gabe,
person.
do you do porn?
Hell no.
Probably girl on girl.
I never said I did porn. Listen, anybody's listening, I never said
Okay, hold on.
He does not do
Gabe,
porn.
I
Are
keep
you
it
doing
professional.
Shannon's porn?
Hell no.
Okay, there you go.
Why had to be the hell, bro? That would be a great experience for both of us.
I might consider for China though.
Oh no. No.
Wait, what if it's not China's porno?
Hold on.
China doesn't do porn.
Hold on, China don't need a videographer.
No.
I don't.
Hold on, you gotta hear this. China is not gonna need a videographer because she thinks tripods have.
Shut
Oh,
up!
shit.
Don't go there.
Bro,
As you can see,
that's not a tripod to her. That's not a tripod to her. That's confusing to her. What is this?
Y'all not about to dog me. Y'all not gonna dog me. That's what y'all not gonna do. It was a
And y'all can see it now.
We
Y'all
live
can
and
see
learn. We live and learn.
We had to break.
Okay.
Well, at least you know I'm not
Got
seasoned
too
in
much,
this.
man.
Hey, yes,
I don't know,
okay.
Love you, China.
So
Yeah, I might have to get with y'all. This might bring a different dynamic. I might really have to.
Just make sure you tell me
Send
to
some
shut up when
hitters.
you do it.
oh my goodness.
Wow.
Make sure you spit on me.
Shannon.
Go ahead. Just go ahead.
So basically, through all that, we have our fun, we laugh. It's edutainment,
Yes.
education,
Okay.
and entertainment. So,
We gotta give you some knowledge when we're doing nothing.
but it might not be explicit all the time. It might be implicit. Like last show, it was a lot of implicit knowledge in there. So you got to go and
Last
get
show
it,
was a good
Yes.
one.
and you got to go and internalize the things that we talking about. Because it might get serious, and you might not hear Shannon.
Yeah,
for a good 30
those
minutes,
arguments, you
Be
lost
passionate,
me.
though.
I get it, but you lost me. You lost me.
Shannon,
Devin and I are like natural debaters.
And I love it.
That's
I love that.
like,
So I
naturally,
would
this
rather
is what
sit
we
back
do.
and look. I
And
don't
then-
watch it when it come down to shit like that.
he'd chime in a little bit, like he was like,
But the
Great
point
show.
is,
"Great show."
the point,
Yo.
he sent us paragraphs. Okay, first of all, Shannon don't even communicate with us outside of
Why
Friday.
you bringing that old shit?
Listen, y'all brought that old shit about the motherfucking tripod, so
I'm
we
just-
talking.
That's a try.
We're talking.
It moved.
I'm gonna bring in.
So
Bobby
like I
Light.
said, Shannon
I'm gonna bring
does
in
not.
Bobby Light.
Shannon does not
Go ahead. Go ahead.
hit
Go
us.
ahead.
Shannon does not communicate with us
And
outside
drug
of Fridays. That's my favorite.
Even though she said killers and drug dealers, but you know it worked.
It worked. It worked. It worked.
So
Speak up. Y'all gotta
Okay.
speak up.
I forgot now.
Oh my god. Okay, so just so y'all know,
Typical.
I just wanted to recap that. Also, we got a network name now.
Yeah.
I finalized it. I'm not gonna say it yet because I didn't deviate it yet.
Yeah.
But we got a network name, so everything gonna be under the umbrella of the network, and the network is the business portion of the podcasting world. So if y'all want to know about podcasting, if y'all want to do that, just hit me up. I got free 10-second consultations. Anything after that, you might have to pay up something. But y'all already know this is it's positive energies all the time, positive conversations all the time, man. We just trying to challenge y'all to think outside the box.
It's to
Shit, we tryna
uplift.
challenge-
we trying to challenge each other. Yeah,
Like we
each
can
other.
have fun and still talk about real shit.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be dry, and it doesn't have to be uneducated. It doesn't have to be ignorant.
Goddamn right.
And it don't have to
And
be
we can
shallow.
still be ratchet a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
just a tad.
I speak
You
for the
know,
ratchets.
you know?
I speak for the ratchets.
You have a good time. Listen, you always gotta keep a ratchet friend
Goddamn right.
because they take you places you would be like, oh, like it's so fun.
Well,
You know, you have to even it out. You only can have one ratchet friend.
And that ratchet friend would be who to us? Because I mean, I can imagine Kanye being my ratchet friend.
Kanye?
Yeah, Kanye being. Because I'm too ratchet for Kanye.
You too.
I'm too ratchet for Kanye. I'll be coming up with the shit to say.
See, I don't. Would you?
Kanye not.
Okay, so would you correct Kanye once he like says something off the wall?
No.
So he
No.
would have
Kanye
you
would be
around.
correcting me.
So he would have you around.
But we wouldn't be each other's yes men. So we would
You
be
gotta be.
arguing.
You're not saying. You said you want to anything. You said you want to
But we're both
Oh, you were
crazy.
talking. You
I wouldn't be his
your
yes man.
point.
Yeah, to
Like
each other.
me and Devin arguing last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
But two crazy people.
That was actually a good conversation.
That was a great conversation, but
Oh, you guys
for me,
disgusting.
that was y'all conversation.
Shannon was like,
Man, I'm gonna cool out.
And Cameron.
Cool
Cameron
out.
was like,
Yeah, I'm out of here.
no, because Cam, he was on a whole nother cloud.
Yeah, he was on another
Man.
planet, bro.
Hey, good for him, Captain. Listen, what we need to do is just figure out who is the craziest person in the room at all times, and then you got to disregard some of the things that they say.
Crazy and ratchet is not the same thing.
Well, I'm trying to think in the mindset of I could be ratchet and crazy, but I was saying more or less for the Kanye conversation.
Mm-hmm.
If Kanye's crazy in that moment, then he can't be necessarily ratchet, because ratchet is pretty much acting out of your character. Not all the time,
That's
but
some people.
subliminally. You just act out of your character.
Mm-hmm.
But that is who Kanye is. What he said, you just don't really understand what he's trying to say, which sounds crazy to.
Kanye has always said whatever the fuck he wanted to say.
But that
And I'm
shit,
saying whatever
that
the fuck he
shit,
wants to
that
say.
400 year shit, man. Listen, I heard a lot of bitches that say they like to suck dick,
That
but
shit
then it don't count as a body. That's dumb to me. But 400 years, it was a choice. Choices to me are two things. Do I want to stick my dick in you? No. Do you want? What?
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm saying that's a choice.
We're accepting you for who you are.
Yeah, that's a choice.
I was just
Because you gotta ask those questions nowadays. You can't just assume sex. Can I stick my dick in you? No. That's a choice. That's a choice.
2 minute tops about rape.
2 minute tops.
2 minute tops.
2 minute tops. That's how long I feel a rape discussion should go.
Wow, who the fuck is you?
I'm just saying. Yeah, rape
Shannon,
discussion.
you just need to talk about race sometimes.
Oh no! That should make me
You have, to
uncomfortable just
realize,
now.
you have to realize
Listen,
that
listen.
these things happen.
We got a
People
minute and
get
30
raped.
left.
you said you would be a house nigga.
I didn't. Now we gonna talk about house niggas.
We gonna talk about
Now
that.
we gonna talk about house.
We gonna do that right
That's
now.
all
Right now,
I'm
right
saying.
here.
That's all I'm
This
saying.
moment,
I told you some
I
strange
did
shit
not
like
say
happened in the
that.
house.
Oh my.
And you don't want to talk
Now
about
we're gonna
rape.
talk about more rape. House niggas and rape.
Rape makes him
Perfect
uncomfortable.
conversation. No, rape
Who
doesn't.
the fuck is you?
Rape doesn't make me uncomfortable. The prolonged conversation of rape makes me
Rape
uncomfortable.
is uncomfortable.
You know what?
Oh, you getting hot?
So,
You about to start
so what's
50
your,
seconds.
so
Who was you to rape dictator?
what y'all think about Kanye and his free thought movement right now? Because I'm gonna say it's a movement.
A movement?
Yeah. So what
Free-
y'all think free thought is? So like when he says free thought and he's saying, do y'all feel like I'm feeling or
Bruh,
you know
how
free
many
thought? and everything like that?
examples can you put to free thought?
I mean, when you talk about free thought, when he was on TMZ, and then when he was with Charlemagne,
Oh yeah.
and then when he tweets
So
on
all of
There's
his
a
free
difference between
thoughts.
free thought and no thoughts.
So being a dumbass?
Just
Is
doing
it
shit.
Or just.
But I do understand a free thought because you can't ever take anything for, especially what you see, especially in media.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't take it at your first glance. You always got to dissect something and figure out if it's right for you.
Yeah.
But when it be, for me, this is just for me, when something that I'm a believe in can cause harm, I can't do it. Just like when we had no religion conversation.
Yeah.
I can't, so yes, I can say black people don't have to be Republicans and shit, if you want to vote for Trump or do whatever you got to do with him, I can't really fuck with you that way, but I understand saying this is where we at, like this is the powers that be, so I'm gonna have a conversation with you, but I'm not gonna have a conversation with you without talking about the bullshit. I'm not just gonna like, oh, we cool, like that's not, we just have to be nice and we just have to love, but we also gotta talk about real shit.
Yeah. Well, those are like the more or less the repercussions of the free thought. Like the actual free thought process of him even saying this shit. How do you feel?
I don't
'Cause
the
obviously-
shit that he believed, like he believed this shit.
I agree with that aspect of it.
But
Say what
how
the
does
fuck you like.
Yeah, but
What do you like?
okay, so how would you how do you respond?
Oh, so now it's the repercussions.
No, I'm just saying, how do you respond? It's
That's why I'm
it's
saying
my
it's
theory behind it.
It's a way of saying that you have free thought. You can have free thought and say some of these policies might work for me because I'm rich, or it's okay for me
So
to
sugarcoat
be
the free
cool.
thought.
No, not sugarcoat the free thought, but at the same time, you can say, yo, this policy I fucks with.
Yeah.
This shit is wild as a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna get with you because you the person in power and say, well, he the president and it's alright, we just gotta love for the next 4 years. So you gonna be so loved that you blind to the bullshit that's happening? No. So I understand being able to work with somebody. This is who the president is. This is who was in Congress.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but we got to speak specifically towards Kanye West now because he lives in a bubble
But
on his goddamn self. Because he probably don't know nothing about. Well, T.I. asked him this because I watched the interview with them in the Breakfast Club. But he even said that hilarious. But anyway, he even said Kanye lives in a bubble. He literally don't know anything about his policies because he even asked him about some of Trump's policies. He only sees Trump
like the travel ban, the biggest
policy that he got. Like who don't know about anyway. But he literally only sees Trump as himself, an outspoken nigga that defied the odds. A narcissist. But I mean, I respect it. Just
like he views Trump as this is a free thinker.
Yes. Yes.
So that is that's the attraction to Trump and wearing a hat and everything.
But if that's the case, you can make the same assumption towards Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler was a goddamn free thinker.
Listen.
That motherfucker thought of some shit. He thought of some shit.
I said the same thing. That's just like somebody saying, well, some shit that Hitler did that was cool.
I mean,
I feel like
every dictator did some cool shit.
Plug in, as a matter of fact, listen to your girl T on Cunts and Conversations. Drops every Tuesday. If you missed this following one, Cunts and Conversations. Okay. I had to plug myself in. Yep, I don't give a fuck.
Say don't say that.
not in the
Anyway,
middle of the show.
but it goes with what we're talking about. Just let it happen.
Okay.
So my theory on Kanye and free thought is follow me. He said that slavery was a choice, right?
Yeah.
So he says this is him freely thinking, like this is his free thought. Slavery was a choice, 400 years.
Yeah.
He did intertwine the psychological portion of slaves, it being a choice to slaves, blah blah blah, which I think he said everything he said out of order. But then again, TMZ cut that interview so much to a hot take to where they probably, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, he should. It's still Kanye, right? So, I feel like when he says free thought, it's the idea that if I say slavery was a choice, it doesn't offend you to the point where you like. Yeah. You can't do that. Yeah. This is like
because
basically
now you have
like
to
you
respect me
defending
for a person that thinks freely.
So it's like even though you know this is blatantly wrong and it's like ignorant, you still are free enough to say, okay, well, hold on. Yeah. You wrong in what you said and how you said it, but you probably got a point that it was a choice.
Free thought needs to respect free thought.
It's a matter of like, okay, for example, the way I had an interesting side note, but it's gonna go into what I'm saying. I had an interesting conversation with one of the teachers in my school, my coworkers, yesterday about the national anthem and standing for the national anthem. Yeah. One of the kids' mom told him that he doesn't have to stand for the national anthem. Now, you know the demographics.
He gonna kneel?
No, he just don't have to stand. Okay. So you know the demographics. You're gonna never sit down. You know the demographics. It's all the teachers. It's 90% white teachers, and then or probably 98% white teachers, and then
1% Mexican.
And then on the flip side, the students is 98% black students. So all the student body is it's on Lexington, so it's right in the middle, right next to Dewey and everything. But she asked me, when I was doing my rounds, she asked me like, so is it, should I make them stand up for the national anthem even though his mom told him that he shouldn't sit? And I was like, no, they don't have to stand up. And she was like, but isn't that disrespecting, their country? I was like, think of it like this, because when I think about it, this is how I think about it. When we watch nationally televised professional sports and everything like that, and they say, please stand, rise for the national anthem and take off your hats, do you stand up in your house? And she literally walked away and said, but slamming your Chromebook is disrespectful. And she sat down. Shut it down. So,
What?
instead of attacking it in a way where it's like, oh my goodness, Jeff, stop. You need to stand for the national anthem, da da da. It's like, well, think of it freer. Don't be consumed to this one idea of, okay, well, that's disrespecting the flag no matter what. So that's it. Like, nothing else matters. You know what I'm saying? So when Kanye talks about the choice and everything, you good over there?
Yeah, it's just I got a thought. I got a free thought.
Oh. I don't think I want to hear that.
Yes.
So when I get back to Kanye, he say slavery was a choice. The way I mean, I know it's wrong, but I feel like I'm a free thinker. Like, nobody controls my thought. And like, the thought of slavery doesn't control me. So I know slavery happened, and I know that it's not, nobody can tell me that it didn't happen because we have all the proof. Like, they just built.
Nobody can tell me that it was a.
They just built a lynching museum in Alabama type thing. Like, we know that these things happened.
And are happening.
And it's still happening. But the way I processed it two ways.
Yeah.
One, the first way is they did have a choice to either survive or risk their survival. And then to what you were saying, about the psychological part, like if you see your mom get raped or you see your dad get raped, you gotta think about the ones that did
Not that
or whipped.
Please give him
Jeez.
He's not gonna lose it.
This again? God damn.
So when you see those things, or that happened, but there was never a group of slaves who 100% of them did not try to run away. So the ones that got caught, like what, a mile past the plantation, they got brought back. Everybody got woken up and everybody got whipped, or they got whipped in front of their parents, or vice versa.
Legs cut off, tongues cut out, dicks cut off. Nuts,
right,
crazy
in front of
cycles.
And this is what people that they love. So to think that, and that now they have to, have babies and then raise other slaves, and with the mindset of, okay, well, if you run, this is what's gonna happen, so we're not gonna run type thing. So they had a choice, and a lot of people chose to try to run. Some people got away, some people got caught, some people got killed, some people got scolded, and they got beat, and they got raped in front of everybody. So it takes the mindset. It's true, Shannon. Okay. It's true. Okay. I need you, one time I need you to, if I say raped again, I need you to turn to the camera.
Clearly it's a past.
Yeah, it's a thing, but oh my goodness. So I think Kanye is saying, because he said the 400 years this Shannon. The 400 years was a choice. I think he said it wrong, but it's true. But the only way that you understand that it's true, it has. The only way that you understand and you can see that it's truth to what he said, even though he was spewing rhetoric. Then it's only basically like you're free of, well, slavery was like this all the time and this is what it is, and you have almost like the spectrum of people. Like, if you got to be that not overly Afrocentric, but like Dr. Umar Johnson type thing. Like, you got to be over the top, so you cannot take yourself outside of, okay, well, that's stupid and history says this and you looking dumb and all this stuff. So if you're thinking freely, it's like everything that they've programmed into us, because they've programmed slavery into us. So to the fact, we're always trying to defend our ancestors. So I think that's why we try to defend Kanye at that point. Like, or not even trying to defend Kanye, but we had to attack Kanye, which the dude at TMC, he was correct in everything that he said, and he corrected Kanye in the moment, which Kanye don't have anybody in his camp to correct him at that highly intellectual level.
Ever anybody around him who's scared to touch him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even the smallest things. No, T.I. said there's no. T.I. said it. He sat with the people that Kanye surround himself with.
Until I could see Kanye West on a regular basis, I ain't gonna speak on what that means.
You can see him through his choices. What do you mean?
He don't know what
His choices is just his thoughts. Like you could be so naive in your thoughts and
But
still
if you
hearing
think,
people.
but here's the thing though, if you think that and you're not challenged on the rhetoric that you spew, and you to make you think, like T.I. even said in the interview, like when he was talking to him about everything that was going on, and then he questioned him like, well, did you ever consider the your fans that you hurted? It like shut him down to the point where not shut him down, but it stumped him.
He still came back with his own rhetoric. Like he T.I. even said he just twisted it back to fit his own agenda.
Yeah, but
so he could be hearing this shit. I'm just saying.
Oh no,
He
he is hearing it.
Be in his own mind like, no, this is gonna work because I believe it's gonna work. So no matter what you saying,
he's hearing it from certain people in his life, the people that you're gonna expect to.
Yeah. I mean, I like his free thoughts.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm a free thinker.
But to that extreme though?
Well.
To that extreme.
But here's
that's
my
not,
thing.
It's not an extreme though, if you think about it.
It's not at all. It's simple. The simplest answer is always the answer. So you have
That's
to.
An extreme.
If you to the.
Kanye West is an extreme.
I think
he's an extremist.
I think slavery has been.
But thought in general, the simplest answer is it.
I think slavery has been so much padded to us. So like, oh, slavery happened and
we don't even
this
talk about anything before
and
slavery.
that happened and this happened and that happened. It's been given to us in that manner. I mean, of course, it's been given to us through white historians and everything anyway. So it's given to us in an inauthentic way. So in a diluted way. So when somebody that looked like us come out and say 400 years of slavery. That sounds like a choice to me.
Why
it's like
that
that
sounds like a new Netflix series to me.
Like
100 Years a Slave. That sounds like a good ass.
I mean, and it goes into like we're more slaves now than we were 400 years ago.
Nah, I'd rather be a slave now than 400 years.
But I'm saying we're more of a slave now than 400 years ago.
I get what you're saying.
Type
but
thing.
that's the free thinking in you.
But
this is the free thinking in me. I'm cool right where I am.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we gotta go back.
We're more programmed. Let's say that. A little more.
That's slavery. They was programmed back then.
You wouldn't have a choice to eat
Remember
pork
we talked about
then.
comparisons last year?
You gotta
last
eat, right?
week?
Man, they eat. Yeah.
Don't compare. Just.
Oh yeah.
I didn't compare anything.
Just let
you
me
said
know.
I'd rather be.
Just let me know.
Now than then.
Hey.
I did not say
Look
that.
it up. You
I
didn't
didn't
say
know.
that. Didn't he say that? That's why Shannon said I'd rather be where I like to be.
No,
where I am.
said we are more slaves now than back then. Like people now, the African Americans now are more slaves. More
mentally,
like slaves than they were back then because back then
we took it to somewhere else.
No, I know what he was saying, but I'm still disagreeing. I'm cool right where I am because I know the truth. Because I know the truth.
I think.
Well, I think.
Let me know if I'm wrong. I feel like maybe he's saying, as far as thinking that we are somehow more progressive, maybe, or feeling like we're safer.
That's put us in a more oppressive mindset. We oppress ourselves. Like think
on the oppression side, not the slavery.
Think
side,
about this.
Say, but I don't know. I'm still.
Consider
cool.
this. What? No, it is mental. Consider this.
Yeah.
In 1903, 1907.
Don't quote you.
1907.
Okay.
Quote me. No, don't quote me. That's plagiarism. Alright, so in 1907 when racism, it's more like segregation and everything.
Yeah.
Towards that was like the end of it's basically like that's like the start of the new like push towards where we at now.
Okay.
They built Black Wall Street. That's when they built Black Wall Street. Like to the point where they do not need the government.
Okay.
And the government came in less than 20 years later and burned everything down because it was so progressive to the point where they didn't need the government.
It was
they did this in a time where they didn't have any rights like we do now. They didn't have amendments. They didn't have the amendments we have now. They didn't have affirmative action.
So they weren't mentally. I'm trying to get.
Right. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were more. It was basically like they did more for themselves and their people and everything back then, and under the worst conditions, to make sure that our people progressed
just like
by
when we talked about the
themselves.
Black Lives Matter movement, and I said that's like asking someone who does not give a fuck about you for something. They already knew these motherfuckers don't fuck with me, and we don't fuck with them.
So they built Black Wall
We gonna do what we gotta do.
It was a group of black entrepreneurs.
Now we have like we talked about the acceptance.
And they bought acres of land, and they bought basically they bought like a community, like a big old. It was like 40 acres, which was like
a
mad. It was a good amount of
they
blocks.
Had banks, hotels,
600 businesses, banks, hotels,
malls,
hospitals,
all kind of shit.
schools. They own bus system. Like everything was self-sufficient. They didn't need anything from outside.
They had plumbing, and the white people around them and who had more money did not have plumbing. They couldn't wrap their head around how did these Negroes get flushing toilets inside their house.
It was to the point where if this house burned down and it was in Black Wall Street, they would move the family. Like if
they have a fire
family,
station.
They would move the family to other house. The community would build back up the house from the ground up and then move them back into the house.
Because they had so much money circulating in the town.
So what I'm saying
trying
is,
to see how this ties.
No. What I'm saying is,
I get it.
As we progress, and and they used to say. Or they say Republicans were, the Black Party and Democrats weren't. Yeah. It's because back then the black people went and got whatever they needed and they got it done. So
which
they
is a
fit
Republican
more.
mindset.
It goes into what T.I. said. Well, if I want to do everything for myself and not need no assistance, then I'm gonna be naturally a Republican. Yeah. But if I feel like I want if I feel like I want the government to help, the poorer people or something like that, then I'm gonna push towards the Democratic side, even though neither side is really progressive.
So this is what I'm getting from what you're saying, to tie it back to the 400 years. When people look at themselves and say, look, if I want to be a part of the culture of making money, I'm a Republican, but if I want to do it in a democratic sense, they're gonna come tear my shit down?
No. What I'm saying...
Because that's what Black Wall Street was. They tore that shit down, but if you want to be joined with them, you got to join the Republican side?
No. The Republicans and the Democrats were just an example. Like, back then, we identified with the Republican...
The Republican agenda is you get whatever life you get, you work your ass off, you get some change.
But I'm saying, speaking specifically towards Kanye West, because his agenda is resorting more people to the Republican side by putting on that hat.
I'm gonna get you. Agenda.
Well, he actually said that in the Charlotte. You listened to the whole Charlotte interview?
I didn't listen to the whole thing.
Well, just show people it's not that bad over this side. Open up your mind because it could be joined
he's definitely
together.
A conservative. It's love with all love. What I'm saying is because we wasn't on the Charlemagne part at that point. We was on when you said that you. I was saying that we're more slave now than we were back then, and the reason why I said that
I was speaking on that because I'm steady trying to figure out like Black Wall Street. They were the people that actually made the shit happen. So they didn't give a fuck about the handouts or the victimology. Right. They actually made the shit happen.
And when the government they had less than what we have now.
Even better, even more to say, it's kind of like the Black Panther movement. What they started with their communities, because Black Panther started as the community, which the gangs came from that, but whatever. Right. But the overall gist of what I think that you're saying is Kanye West, the 400 years of the mental, like the choice aspect of it, it's not really a choice because look at the examples of people revolting, look at the examples of even the progression of the Black Wall Street.
It wasn't a choice.
It wasn't a choice
to stay a slave.
But even when we make it, we either got to join them.
After Trayvon Martin's murder was acquitted for his crime. Black Lives Matter stands for all lives, including queer and trans folks, not just what we call neo-nationalism that can be prevalent within the black community. It's talking about everybody. So it's talking about undocumented blacks, it's talking about queer blacks, it's talking about ex-cons, it's talking about disabled, trans, all gender spectrum blacks. It's talking about everybody within the black community.
They got rapists on the list?
That's going... It's not about... It's not talking about the... It was created because we didn't get the justice that we needed.
Exactly.
So, hold on. Wait a second. It was... You can just go and then I'll go. It was created because we didn't get to say it.
I love you.
I'm gonna cut it out. But it was created because we didn't get the justice that we deserved within the justice system. So it wasn't a thing where it's covering up any criminals in there. It's speaking for the people that's in the community that don't get let's say the support that they need. So like the queer blacks.
I don't think that's not what they're doing. I'm talking about I'm talking about the black people in the internet verse in the world that try to attach.
I hear what you're saying.
Our black struggle to every situation.
I hear what you're saying, and now that's a different conversation.
Right, and that's why
I feel like we should not connect. Like I hear what you're saying, but I don't want you to connect that to the Black Lives Matter movement, because one that you know gonna listen is gonna give it back to you regardless. Like y'all need to stop that, because y'all you need to go to your boyfriend, husband, whatever it is, tell him like it is, put him in this place, because I guarantee you it's gonna turn you on. You're gonna have the best sex of your life. I'm trying to tell y'all that.
Listen, that's why I'm creating Bitter Betty, because that's how bitches get bitter.
Yeah, y'all need to stop that. That's too much. Y'all be doing like
you rather not connect because you see this woman as an enemy, or you see this woman as doing something wrong.
Now let me ask you this: in the black community, do they connect that to their pride?
Hell yeah.
So like instead of being let's say prideful in a certain situation like that, because like let's say the rift is something that he is doing, or that she is doing to him, which is causing him to act a certain way to her. And in that same dynamic, instead of, shaking up the house a little bit to make sure that everything is good, she goes somewhere else and say what she want to say to him to somebody else.
Yeah.
Instead of saying it to her, him, and swallowing her pride and say, okay, well, I know I do this, but I know you do this too. So like, let's work it out. So would they throw away, use that same dynamic to throw away their relationship or whatever it is? Because I wonder about
you saying
that.
Like women being men's biggest critics type of situation?
No. Like they're being their own biggest critic, but in that same dynamic where you just said they don't want to ruffle the feathers at home, so they go and ruffle somebody else's feathers. So do they still bring that same energy when their whole everything they work for is on the line, and instead of ruffling the feathers, because that conversation basically calling out what I say but calling out what you do as well, that's still gonna ruffle feathers. So that mindset, does that allow them to not swallow their pride and speak up for them personally and then against him, and go back and kind of bring that same energy that they should bring to him to somebody else?
I don't think that's a pride thing. I don't even know how to explain it. I'd rather look a certain way in your eyes than the reality of what's going on. So for me to project that to you, it looks better. You know what I'm saying? It looks better for me to give you that energy. It looks better for me to say, bitch, I do this, I do that, I said this, I said, than to be in the situation and have to actually face it. That shit not pride, that shit is weakness. That's not pride at all. Because bitch, if you got pride, you want something, bitch, who the fuck, what? Even if you do make a mistake, or even if you do find yourself in a situation where you feel like you're not honoring yourself, or you're not speaking up for yourself, at some point that shit, you know what I'm saying, at some point you gonna call, oh bitch, I done fucked it up, let me nigga and by the motherfucking way, bitch, impact your shit, you know what I'm at some point you go, so no, that's not pride, that's weakness, that's living a double life, that's that mask, the episode we had when we talk about the mask, that's that mask. I'm gonna put that mask on when I'm with you, because that's who I really, really, really want to be. But I'm gonna take that mask off when I'm in front of the person who really, really know me. This nigga know that I'm a weak ass bitch. It's just, that's the only way to wrap your mind around certain situations. You're like, well, if you like this, then how could this possibly be going on? Because you're not really like that.
Oh. This whole conversation,
which also ties into the lion episode, and
it's
a lot of shit is coming full circle.
Need to just go and listen to some of the episodes because
we're growing here.
We getting into some big. We got Gabe enjoyed the show. We gonna get out here because I think that's it. I think you got anything else?
You see how I flow well got Shannon over talking about pussies. Even though we love Shannon, He's
he original.
No, you can put that.
You can do your thing with idea. She wanted to be on the show today, but she ain't.
She
come.
did. She's awesome. She's awesome.
Shame on you, idea.
She had a family emergency.
Nah,
but
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Her podcast is dope. Constant Conversations on SoundCloud right now. She'll be here in the upcoming weeks.
We got a lot
to spread her cuntism. We had a good time on our show. Yeah, cuntism.
So the visuals will be out for this show, but it won't be the full episode. It'll be a bulk of it, and then it'll be snippets and everything.
Promo.
But we're gonna have the promos rolling so we can get more viewers and everything, listeners to the show. This was like a trial run, but we know, we do appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Now y'all can show what we do to the people that y'all talking about. If you don't like the show, still share it because somebody else might like the show in your circle. Feel me?
You might just be one of those non-thinkers that we talk about sometimes.
If you don't like the show.
Yeah.
If you do like the show, you a free thinker, my brother.
You a free thinker.
But other than that, we're gonna get out of here. China, do you have anything to say about Constant Conversations and then Bitter Betty?
Well, just get ready for Bitter Betty. June, I'm shooting for June. Drop this shit, have it out, so all my bitter sisters can become better sisters and stop letting these niggas ruin your whole motherfucking life. Like, bitch, we living our best life. We in our 20s. If you're not in your 20s, then you living your best life in your motherfucking 30s. If you're a teenager, live your best teenage life. Like, fuck this shit. Don't be a bitter ass. Like, come on. You gotta get it together, and then I promise you, the universe will send you what's for you. As long as you giving the universe what it needs. Okay,
Don't
bitches.
Bitter.
Don't be bitter bitches. No one likes a bitter bitch.
Yeah, so that's coming in June. Oh, we got a specific day or
the perfection
every Tuesday they drop on SoundCloud. Cunts and Conversations. Y'all already know we drop every Monday. Now we're gonna have our visuals dropping on Monday. On Monday too. Yeah. So our visuals gonna be dropping on Monday on our Facebook page and also on YouTube. So be on the lookout for that. Y'all already know. I'm not supposed to say that.
We don't love you.
I'm not supposed to say that.
First of all, speak for yourself.
Yeah.
I love you.
We out.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Introspect. Tip inside. Hope you come back next week.
Come back next week.